Welcome to the channel, your place to discover and share everything there is to know about virtual classrooms and more. I'm Richard, your virtual classroom coach, and in this video we're going to take a look at how you can use a multi-camera setup to put a really different angle onto your virtual classrooms. If you enjoy this video, please press the subscribe bell and like buttons below. That way we can keep in touch. Now, we often talk about how essential interactivity is in the virtual classroom and how all the features in your favourite webinar software allow you to bring your classes to life, and how the tools are a sort of digital version of the old school classroom setup. So think of the online breakout rooms mimicking how we send people off into smaller groups for group work. Think of the whiteboard and annotate functions and how they sort of mirror writing and drawing on flip charts. Now, in terms of the virtual classrooms, these and other similar functions you could say are quite mind active, but in truth body passive, including for the facilitator too, who is just constrained by the static computer camera and shackled by the webinar software too. So we sort of have no choice but to just sit there, head and shoulders only, in front of the screen and just bring as much energy as we possibly can into the online party. Now, I don't know about you, but in a bricks and mortar training setup, I use my whole body to add to the energy of the session, to cause light, shade, inject a bit of drama, excitement, and to really change the pace completely. And I'll move around, I'll be slow, I might be fast, I'll sit up, I'll sit down, and I'll create new delivery moments to refocus everyone's minds. And sometimes my delivery, it might involve a more panoramic setup with me and a large projector screen. But there may be times when I want everyone to gather round really close while I demo something close up. The list goes on. But one thing's for sure, delivery isn't just about my voice. Now, the way we can achieve this in our virtual classrooms is with something like this. Now, this is a mid-priced webcam compatible with Macs and PCs, and this particular one features a full HD camera, noise cancelling microphone and low light correction. But the bonus for me is that it's simply plug and play, so no drivers to install, no additional software to worry about. And finally, it's really flexible in how you can mount it. The clip can be angled onto virtually any laptop or desktop. And it also features the ability to fix it to a tripod too, something that's really useful, especially for the setups I'm going to show you shortly. But before we get into all of that, let's go through the process of setting up the camera so you can see just how easy it is. So I'm going to plug it into a free USB port on my computer, and really that's it. It will just work. Now let's turn our focus onto the webinar software. So that's Zoom for me, but whatever software you use. And we'll start a virtual class. And here, where we normally turn our video on and off, there's this little disclosure triangle. Just give that a press. And where before we could just see the one camera there, we can now see there's two camera options. Now, before we do anything, I'd recommend going into video settings and ensuring mirror my video is left unticked. And that way nothing will be reversed or backwards to the participants. Close that window and you're good to go. So to move from one camera to another, you simply select it there and it immediately jumps from the one camera to the other camera. Now there's a much faster keyboard shortcut that you can see on screen right now, and that's well worth remembering and using for speed. So for me, I use my onboard computer camera as I normally would for general virtual classroom facilitation, but then I can change to my other camera view for other parts of my session. So an example, I might be standing in front of a flip chart to take notes, or drawing a diagram, or just bringing something to life visually. And yeah, I guess it's bringing a bit of the old school classroom into the technology. but most importantly, it's creating visual stimulation for our participants, a change of pace, a bit of theatre even, and it's just a new energy that's good for the participants and the facilitator. So what could your background be? Well, yeah, a whiteboard like mine, a flip chart even, a smart wall, even just a blank wall with cutouts that you can stick up to facilitate a discussion, an activity, or show off a model. One thing's for sure, it will really help bring your session to life. It adds a bit more production value to your virtual classroom and takes away that static feel. It provides super visual stimulation and generally creates more interest. So well worth adding to your virtual classroom toolkit. Now, another example of when a multicam setup could be useful for you is if you've got someone co-delivering with you in the same space. So rather than just cram yourselves together in front of the screen, you could have a dedicated desk space next to yours for that person with the second camera pointing right at them. You could even have another wide cam shot for when you both want to appear on camera at the same time. When you introduce a second or third camera, believe me, the ideas for use are endless. Just think if you're wanting to demo something really close up, maybe a product or a how-to with your hands. As you can see, it's just so difficult facing the camera because your hands just get in the way and the angle is just all wrong. So by having that second camera maybe over your shoulder or even at the side can solve all of those issues and awkwardness. And most importantly, it enhances the quality of your delivery. Who'd ever have thought a bit of the old school classroom finding its way into the high-tech world of the virtual classroom? Clearly though, by having a second, third or fourth camera option and then considering the content of your classroom session will allow you to set up that delivery for maximum effect. And it's a real demonstration to your participants that you care for the quality of their learning, and it will really help make the whole experience much more impactful. So is this something you do already, or is it something you'd find useful? Please do let me know in the comments section below. And if you've liked the ideas suggested in this video, please do push that subscribe and like button. But until next time, as always, thanks so much for watching.